Darkness wakes with many names 5 tonight, and each one has followed you home. They travel on wind, through water, beneath soil, above prayer. They roost in half-remembered bedtime stories and in the corners of live-stream chat. Legends survive only because someone, somewhere, swore they were true. So keep your headphones on, dim the lights, and let curiosity mortgage a little sanity. Ahead lie 5 doors. We will open them all together and hope they still close from the inside. Chapter 1. Teng, the Wind That Remembers. High in the almond range, a shrine exhales silver fog instead of incense, its cracked roof tiles clicking like castanets in air that should be still. A red torii gate moans. No breeze touches your face, yet maple leaves spool upward in a spiral as if some unseen vortex is stitching the forest to the sky. Black feathers drift down opaque, glossy, warm as fresh ash. Old monks kept those feathers in cedar boxes, swearing they hummed on stormy nights. Edo period court records speak of pilgrims who returned without shadows. Others came back mute. Except for a single flute note they could never stop whistling. One survivor writes, "Wings too vast to fold, eyes like cinders blowing outward. When it landed, the mountain tilted toward its feet. The tengu's beak, they say, is forged from thunderbolts. Its claws carve sutras into stone as easily as quills dip into ink. If you bow once, you insult its rank bow twice. You mock its mastery bow thrice. You acknowledge the sky itself has knees. Those who forget the ritual feel the wind reverse leaves flying back onto branches. Time, rewinding just long enough for regret. Some scholars insist the tengu was born from a Chinese comet myth, a heavenly dog that swallowed stars. Others argue it is the echo of Yamabushi mountain priests exiled for arrogance. Their egos grown wings. Either origin agrees on one point: hubris is the true prey. And tonight, feathers fall again, warm as breath, sharp as warning. Chapter 2. Gumiho 9 Tails, 1 Hunger. Under a blood-red moon, the forest floor hisses with pine needles. Every branch seems to lean away from the clearing where she waits. Her shape is human only until you truly look. Too many shadows flicker behind her, weaving and unwinding like banners caught in unseen tides. 9 tails, alabaster white, ripple through the air, each tipped with a lick of moonlight no camera fully captures. The gumiho does not merely covet flesh. It desires something softer and far harder to replace. In her palm floats the yowu gusul, the fox bead smooth as glass, bright as distilled daylight. It spins lazily, pulling secrets from your throat, like silk handkerchiefs from a conjurer's sleeve. Legends claim that if you willingly offer the bead a truth no one else knows, she grants mercy and slips away. Few are willing, fewer survive withholding. A traveler's diary from 1898 tells of a smile so perfect, it cut the night thinner than her claws. Say yes, and honesty deserts you for life. Say no, and blood does. Remain silent, and by dawn your own footprints will be marching. Backward, escorting you somewhere you never planned to go. When the fox bead dims, another secret is swallowed when it flares. A promise is broken on the other side of the world. Some folklorists paint the gumiho as punishment for curiosity and allegory sewn with fur and fangs. But grandmothers whisper that she once was a woman who loved too fiercely, cursed to gather promises until hers is finally kept. Listen closely, the tales rustle not like fur, but like pages, and each page remembers the moment a heart lied to its own desire. Chapter 3. Jogi Toll Collectors of the Yangtze. Tonight the Yangtze lies, mirror still, hanging the moon twice, once above and once beneath. Then ripples appear, perfectly spaced, the rhythm of oars, but no boat exists to wield them. That is the calling card of the jogi, the boat ghost, ferryman to the drowned and recruiter of replacements. Lanterns drift in circles of 3, burning fish oil that smells like old pennies. River etiquette of the dead insists on triads: once for the body, twice for the name, thrice for the debts unpaid. Fishermen haul nets knotted with red silk love ties meant for bridal gowns. now binding jawbones and phalanges. A Qing dynasty magistrate noted villagers who paid the toll by holding their breath. Those who inhaled too soon emerged with lungs full of black water, folded neatly like letters. River lore says the jogi was born from an imperial tax collector who extorted ferry fees until peasants drowned him with his own ledgers. He returned, ink-bleeding, to balance accounts eternally. Tonight, the toll booth drifts just outside the glow of high-rise skylines, where neon reflections flicker like modern fireflies. Hold your breath longer than the ghost's last gasp, and you may pass fail, and the river forgets it was ever shallow. If you cough up a coin-shaped clot tomorrow morning, keep it. Spend it, and the ghost will know you owe interest. Chapter 4. Manananggal, the torso that hunts. Lowland fields in the Visayas shimmer beneath a razor-thin crescent moon. Carabao lift their heads, nostrils, flaring at a scent they remember from nightmares. A scream erupts and halves itself. From a nipa-thatched roof, a torso tears free, flesh parting like wet canvas, viscera trailing behind her like crimson streamers. Salt and ash guard the house, garlic guards the unborn. But hunger is a locksmith fluent in every superstition. Wings bat-like, veined, enormous beat at exactly 72 strokes per minute. The tempo of a broken lullaby once recorded on a 1954 radio log. Old midwives scatter rice grains on windowsills. Each grain forces the Manananggal to count before entering, buying victims precious seconds. Villagers salt the abandoned lower body if sunrise finds torso and legs apart. The curse burns out like a reversed comet. Yet if even a single wingtip touches shadow before dawn, flesh knits itself with dreadful efficiency, and the contract resets for another month. Ceiling boards that groan in the dark are not settling. Would they're the sky bending closer than it should. And when clouds blanket the moon, nobody knows what hour remains. The terror she sows is pragmatic, she feeds, she leaves, she returns. She is the harvest cycle inverted, a grim assurance that hunger will always come back for what it left behind. Chapter 5. Brahma Daitya, the scholar beneath the peepal. Where heat should shimmer at midday, the shade under a peepal tree feels arctic cold. There the Brahma Daitya recites lost mantras backwards, syllables folding in on themselves, like petals closing at dusk. Sleep beneath those branches and you will wake. Unable to move, eyes open, limbs borrowed, mind a tenant trapped behind frosted glass. Scholars argue whether this ghost is a cursed Brahmin who misused sacred knowledge or a vengeful spirit guarding wisdom from the unworthy. Either tale agrees tuition is collected in silence. Mandala symbols crawl across closed, eyelids patterns of fireflies sketching geometry on the dark. Break the grip by reciting a prayer backwards while swallowing sacred ash, but each syllable blisters the tongue. Many choose voicelessness and pay with years of speech in later life. A 1912 ethnographic survey lists 30 sleepers who awoke fluent in Sanskrit they had never studied. Some later wrote commentaries. No living teacher could explain. The ghost does not steal your voice. It leases it, filling your throat with verses long overdue for an audience. Under those branches tonight, sermons loop in voices. Nobody taught, and the air tastes of copper and unfinished sentences. 5 relics tumble together: a volcanic feather, a glass fox bead, a paper lantern haloed in fog, a salted wingtip, and a pinch of blistered ash. They spin into a vortex that chews starlight like old parchment. Fed to hungry flames, streetlights dim 3 blocks at a time. Dogs whimper at walls, mirrors reflect rooms slightly misaligned. If you feel a draft though windows are shut, one legend has arrived early. Should the vortex blink, blackout will taste like iron on your tongue, and stories will think they are real. A red button glows in the dark subscribe. Ghostly hands surface, fingernails, tapping like rain on a coffin lid, patient, rhythmic. Press it, and the legends stay at arm's length, ignore it. And they may finish this tale behind your shoulder. Stay awake, stay curious, keep a light on. The darkness already knows your name.